All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us His truth and that rule well. And salutation, much love for you, Akim, pushing His truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. All right, we are here once again with another weekly edification, letting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are the Israelites, the biblical Israelites, according to the scriptures. All right, according to prophecy. All right, going into matter of fact, let me open up with that real quick. All right, because over the week we've had quite a bit of things go on, and one of the big major topics here in Florida obviously is the hurricane. We'll touch on that a little bit as well too, but beyond all that, you had a lot of prophecy that's taking place, a lot of things that are heightening up into the scriptures. But real quick, let me just jump on that real fast as far as see, I should have got it a little bit earlier before prophecy or precept jumped out. In fact, I'll grab this other precept and then Lord's will come back to me. So let's get this in Romans. All right. Let me hold that. And let me grab this other precept and Ezekiel. All right. This is all right. This is Ezekiel chapter. Let me start back a little bit. Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 1. It says, "Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll." Let me go up. Let me go up. Could have read all of this real quick, but in fact, we'll just get into it. We'll see where the spirit goes. But hey, the point is going into prophecy, going into these things that are taking place. And one of the things which we're about to get into, all right, is there's basically a document that's out now. Going up against the Israelites, all right, and they further demonizing the Israelites, all right, because the fact. In fact, we'll just hold that one as well too on deck, and we'll start out that way. But hey, this is let me just read this first. Matthew 24 and verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right, and let me go from there to give me 1 second. This is Revelation 2 and 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." All right, now going into these here, some of these documents that they have coming out right about now. All right, it goes forth as deeming us as a so-called hate groups, which they've always been doing these things. All right, deeming us as extremist groups and everything else like that. But hey, so we know that they're painting a narrative, all right, on coming down against Jake, all right, or the elect, the men of the Lord that's out here prophesying on the highways and the byways. But hey, according to prophecy, we just read, man. All right, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. All right, you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Not because of what you out there, well, in a sense, not what you out there carnally doing, but what we're out here spiritually doing, man. All right, what are we spiritually doing? We out here in the battlefield right now, man. All right, you want to see what we're so-called planning, what we're so-called doing, the type of attacks that we're out here doing? Hey, man, we at war right now. You watching it. This is spiritual warfare, man. We're speaking the words. In fact, let's read that real quick in Ezekiel chapter 2. Let me just start at Ezekiel 2 and 1. But to show forth, like the scripture say, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. So we're out here preaching this here word, all right, letting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know, according to the scriptures, according to prophecy, all right. In fact, let me read that real quick. In Romans 8 and 16, it says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we're the children of the Most High. So according to the Spirit, that's, the sign, the marker. We fit these prophecies, man. All right, so it's not the fact that we're making up certain things to paint a certain narrative. All right, we didn't make up that we went into captivity unto our enemies on cargo slave ships. We're still being oppressed to the same day. We didn't make up that we, like the scriptures say, we didn't make up that we discontinue from our heritage. We don't know who we are. Every other nation can tell you who they are according to the scriptures, you know, or every other nation. Well, in reality, hey, when you go outside of here in America, most of these nations can tell you who they are beyond the scriptures, man. All right, but as far as heritage and things like that, man. All right, our so-called culture and heritage was given unto us in slavery, man. So-called black people food, soul food, and all this was just given unto us in slavery, man. We didn't eat these things on our own and everything else like that, man. This was all given unto us. So what? We discontinued from our heritage, as the scripture saith, all right, and we didn't make these things up. We went into hardcore bondage unto our enemies, all right. We didn't make these things up. This was prophesied in scripture, and it actually played out. So we, according to the Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. We're in this point in time where we're starting to wake up and call out unto the Most High, man. Seeking for salvation, man. It's in our spirit to do these things naturally, man. All right, it's just like, you know, a baby. When a baby is hungry, all right, the baby starts crying out for, you know, food and everything else like that, man. When a baby is looking for, you know, like, you know, a breastfed baby is looking for milk, all right, they're looking for that mother's breast to be fed with, man. All right, so all these different things is all in, how you say, it's in nature for it to happen, man. It's not like it's this child that did this and that. No, man, it's just what the child's gonna do naturally, man. And so, hey, we're in the same state, man. All right, we're just going forth and how you say, how they say, you know, not to say let nature take its course, but let the natural thing play out. And this is how it is, man. So, but nevertheless, they want to deem us these things. But again, according to prophecy, these things are gonna happen, man. All right, but hey, you're starting to see, you know, what we're out here doing, man. All right, you know, there's no behind the scenes or whatever. You know, if in fact we do more on camera than we do off camera, man. All right, you know, you get together after you know, the cameras go off, may break bread with brothers and things like that. But hey, man, the majority of everything that we doing, you know, when it comes to this spiritual warfare, is uploaded on the internet, man. All right, because we got to go out, you know, like how they would say, we got to spread the gospel, man. All right, and it's over the internet that we're spreading the gospel. So there's nothing hidden behind us and our agenda, man. And even in their paperwork, they'll tell you, hey, well, most of these major groups, they're not you know, they're not violent groups or anything else like that. It's some of these lone wolves that's out here listening to this here message and that's going out and doing certain things, man. Hey, just because they've heard our message before don't mean that they're with us, man. Because if they was truly with us, they would know that we're how you say, you know, we're not for violence. We're not with none of these things that you claim us to be doing, man. All right, we have you know, our thing is what? We're gonna be patient and wait on the Lord. All right, you know, this is our thing, because we know that we're how you say, outnumbered. We're the underdog, man, and that's where our faith lies, is in the Lord, man. That the Lord is gonna save us from these things. The Lord is gonna deliver us from these things, man. We're not, again, our weapons of our warfare are not carnal, so we're not looking to go and bear arms and try to fight a militia against Esau and everything else like that. Now, granted, you know, there's nothing wrong with having arms or anything else like that, but you know. And that's just, you know, if you do have arms or whatever, it's not for so-called overthrowing a government, all right? Because if you know, you wise enough, you already know, hey, again, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. We're not fighting a physical war. We're fighting a spiritual war. In fact, let me grab that real quick. All right, we're fighting a spiritual war, man. All right, so there's no way to actually win this here war in the carnal realm. All right, you try to fight Esau in this carnal realm, you're going to wind up losing, man. All right, the only way to win is to go into the spiritual realm. All right, this is Ephesians 6:12. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood." All right, so hey, we're not this again. This is not a physical fight that we're in, man. All right, it's a spiritual fight. And look at that. They got these. It's one of those big Osprey helicopters. But hey, this, you know, the times that we living in, man. Like I said, we got you. We'll speak on the hurricane situation here shortly, but. You know, going into the beginning of this, like I said, a couple of the topics I want to touch on. You know, a lot of this here prophecy is taking place. All right, but going into these things, let me read that again. Ephesians 6:12. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." So we know, amen. You know, you really get into these things, and the Lord open up your eyes, man. How the hell you gonna fight against these people? Like, for instance, that was a military helicopter that just flew over top, man. You over here got your damn pistol and your AK-47. These niggas could drop a bomb on your ass before you even know that there was a goddamn drone or something in the air, man. So what you finna do against that, man? All right, you know, you ain't got enough people on your side to fight against. You know, Esau, his military fighting whole countries, nuclear power countries at that. What the fuck you finna do, man? So this is the mindset of the true men of the Lord. Hey, man, we outgunned, we outnumbered. We ain't even trying to fight like that. We don't have a carnal fighting bone in our body, man. We have a spiritual fighting bone in our body, and that's what? Faith, man. Depending on the Lord, because we know that the Lord is going to be the one that delivers deliver us up out of here, man. All right, and hey, going into with the hurricane, man. I made a couple videos over these scenarios too. I gotta wait for my internet to get back up to be able to upload. But hey, going through these things, man. I made a comparison to the storm to the fact of the matter of being protected. You could look outside and you see people that's got their whole houses boarded up, got their generators and everything else like that prepared for the storm. Where hey, you may not be in this scenario, man. Comparing this to a physical versus a carnal war, or a carnal war versus a spiritual war against Esau, man. You outnumbered, you outgunned out here, man. So that's not the way you fight this here war, man. You got to fight it in the spiritual realm. Same way in the hurricane, man. Hey, man, I don't got the resources to go get me a goddamn generator. I ain't got the resources to go get the hurricane shutters to put up on the windows and everything else like that. Go buy sandbags to make sure the house don't flood and everything else like that. I don't got these types of resources, man. All right, but look, what we do got, you know what I'm saying? We got spiritual riches, man. All right, and that's more than enough to provide for, anything that can be thrown at you, man. All right, because when you understand judgment, hey, these things are coming forth from the Lord, man. All right, the Lord is the one that's sending forth all these things. So at the end all be all, man, this is where warfare is at, man. All right, first in the spiritual realm, and it plays out in the physical, man. The Lord is for you. Who can be against you? All right, so hey, just like I was saying with the hurricane, man, I couldn't physically prep for that. I didn't have the physical means. Just like you can't physically prep for this here fight, you gotta have the spiritual armor for you, man. All right, so again, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood, but we fighting against a spiritual warfare, man. All right, hey, call Allah Yahweh Shemi I was shot, man. I didn't sustain no damage or anything else like that, man. A little small shit here and there, but hey, nothing to really. Trust me, man. There's a lot of shit that's out here that's smashed up. That's smashed up, man. Underwater and trees all laid over, man. There's a lot of trees down that's out here, man. All right, but hey, nevertheless, the point is that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, man. All right, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. So when you talk about this here so-called extremists and everything else like that, man, hey, man, these men aren't even with us, man. All right, this is just something, and a lot of these people are ploys and agents, or matter of fact, they might just be out there doing some crazy shit. But then Esau may just put this here label on them because maybe they didn't watch the video one time. Maybe they say a shalom. Maybe they know somebody that's in the truth. Or maybe, hell, even maybe these people just come across certain things. You have people that have bad understandings of things, and they just be into a whole lot of stuff, man. You see some Jake, look at that. He'd be like, look, let's bring a little bit of this Kemet in with the Israelite things, and a little bit of what's his boy name is Sanet of them. All right, they be mixing all kind of stuff into it. Just because they know about the Hebrew Israelites don't mean that they with us, man. They not obviously on the same page as us, man. All right, you can say vocab alone, even though he goes against it. But hey, he know who the Israelites are just because he didn't have contact with them before. Let's say he go out and do something, man. They would blame that on us as well too. But hey, again, if you in this here truth, you understand that this is not a carnal war that we're trying to fight, man. It's a spiritual war. So we're not looking to bear arms to go to war or do no crazy shit like that, man. Hey, man, our desire is that the Lord come and deliver us, man. That's what we're truly waiting on. Because think of it this way, man. You go get your shit straight, strapped all up and everything, and you go wage war out here. Let's just say, hypothetically, you win, right? You done took Esau out and took him out of power. Now what? Oh, man, I'm the one who took Esau out of power. I'm the one who laid this fuck nigga down. I did this and I did that. I get all the glory. You think Yahweh and Yahweh Shah finna stand for that? I mean, we know that can't happen, but let's just say in your mind, you play it out that way. You done won it against Esau, man. You done got yourself up out of captivity from Esau, man. You done got yourself up out of the curses from Esau, man. What you gonna say now? That you brought yourself salvation, man? That goes against everything that Yahweh and Yahweh Shah stand for, man. All right, so we know, again, if you got common sense, that's not even the route that you're trying to take, man. You can't win that war, man. Hey, like I said, you can win the war against Esau like that. Hypothetically, you can win the war against Esau like that, but you're not going to win that war getting that glory over the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, man. So you had a lose-lose situation, man. All right, and again, like I said, man, if you can't see or get that, then you was never in this truth, man. The first thing you have to understand is, hey, man, this is bigger than you, man. All right, you're not going to win that their battle or that their war. So going into these things, man, hey, we know also persecution is coming, man. The famine of the word is coming. This is the setup for these things, man. All right, all these different things are being set up to where, hey, man, it's going to be deemed, the censorship is coming for saying certain things, man. There's a war, what they say, a war against seaspiracies and everything else like that. Can't talk about a certain family, this top Edomite family that's on the earth. Can't talk about that they secretly rule the earth and everything else. Even when they have global meetings and everything else like that, you can't even bring these things out, man. Because all of a sudden it's you know, is stirring up things, you know, stirring up, how they say, wickedness and things like that around the globe. But in reality, hey, man, it's pointing out your wickedness, man. All right, all it's doing is exposing you, man. All right, but this is all part of prophecy. In fact, I'm right here. Let me go ahead and grab this. This is 2 Thessalonians. Oh, yeah, how about Shemel Shah? 2 and 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there cometh on the way first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, and that's the point in time that we're coming into right now, where the son of perdition is being revealed. All right, it says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And who is actually doing this right now, man? Who is over there saying, you know what, let's recreate the fruits, the vegetables, and everything that's therein. Let us go out and create the you know, God made male and female, right? Let's go out and recreate the amount of genders that there are. Let's go out here and recreate the borders that's on the face of the earth and move people around and set people up how we want them to set them up at, man. Let's go around and set up a new image for the world to sit there and worship, man, and bow down unto, man. All right. But nevertheless, you got these helicopters flying around like crazy. But hey, you know, you're in a disaster zone. But hey, man, nevertheless, you know, you have this group of people that's on the face of the earth right now that's doing all these things, man. But it's to us, it's no big secret, no big mystery, because what? Hey, the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And what did he reveal unto us, man? All right. Well, we'll get down to that. Well, let me just jump down and read it now. It says, verse 8, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And so into these things, man, the Lord revealed unto us, hey, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Now you can just go out and see who these people are, man. You know, going back into these documents, they say, oh, they claim that they're the, you know, the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, or the children, they're the children of Israel according to the Bible, and their arch enemy is Esau according to the Bible. And in reality, that's who it is, man. The scriptures say that, let me grab it real quick, because see, they say that these things, hold on, let me grab this right here. Well, let me start up a little bit. This is Joel 3 and 3. It says, yeah, let me just start at 3. It says, well, let me go back a little bit more, and then we'll come back to that. This is let me read a couple of these verses, then we'll jump over to that Joel. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse let me go back then. Damn. Let me start at verse 43. All right. It says, you can read pretty much all of this. It's going to start 15 on down. It's going into the curses that will fall upon us, man. All right. And again, the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. We fit these descriptions, man. It's no getting around these things, man. You could be a so-called, well, you could not be a so-called, but you could be a Jake, an Israelite out here. They've never heard of this a day in your life. And guess what? You still are fit the description of these people. You still under these same curses, man. You still, hey, like, let's hypothetically, there's probably some Jakes out there that haven't heard about these things, man. You know, last week we had a little Jake. In reality, you know what? We're at a point in time where you have at least heard about this one time. There was a little 9-year-old Jake that rolled up last week and said that he had heard about the Israelites. His father had told him about it, man. All right, but nevertheless, you know, let's just say hypothetically there was a Jake that hadn't heard about these things, man, a full-grown Jake, right? Now, whether he had heard about this or he hadn't heard about this, guess what? He's still a descendant of those that went into captivity on cargo slave ships and was brought over here and to serve slavery up under his enemies, the Edomites. All right, no matter what, whether he heard this or he hadn't heard this, he's still under these same exact curses, man. No matter if he heard of this or he hadn't heard of these things, these same curses will befall him no matter wherever he will go on the face of the earth, man. So there is no escaping these things. It's not like, oh, we claim these things. No, this is a reality, man. This is what really is so. All right, these are just the answers to explain why things are the way that they are. You know, I did a video not too long ago about why does there was a video of a young Jake woman that was asking why does everybody hate the so-called Negro the way that they do. All right, and now this is a real troubling question, because I guarantee you this wasn't just the first time this came into her mind to try to ask this question. I'm pretty sure this question came into her mind before she started researching certain things and looking into things, and nothing really added all the way up. All right, and she's just like, nah, I'm not satisfied with that answer. I'm not satisfied with that answer. You know, like they have, you know, they don't like Africans, but they don't treat us like they treat Africans. They treat us worse than they treat Africans, man. And, you know, those are Hamites and we're Shemites. But, you know, they don't treat us the same way, man. There's a little difference, man. So she had to keep digging for more and more answers, man. So, hey, man, this isn't something that's just popped up like that, man. We all have this here, you know, well, scriptures say if our gospel be hid to those that are lost, that are blinded, all right? But, you know, for those that's going to be seeking out truth, all right, that's a question in the back of their mind, all right? But, again, like I said, I ain't never met her day in my life. I ain't never seen her day in my life except for on the video. But guess what? She under the same goddamn curses we under, man. All right? And that's not because she chose to be. She didn't even know the answers to those things. But guess what? She was still feeling the effect of the same thing, man. All right? This is like, you know, a person, you know, that's watching the news, seeing that, oh, there's a hurricane coming, right? And then you got the neighbor. Let's just say we got a big Amish community out here as well too that don't be watching TV and shit like that, or supposedly they don't be watching TV. They ain't got electricity, or they don't use electricity. But let's say they don't know that there's a hurricane coming, man. Now they live next door to one another, and then the wind is blowing, and then the trees is falling out in both yards, power's out in both houses. You know, the water's rising up in both yards. Well, guess what? Whether one of them knew about it, the other one didn't know about it, they were still under the same effects, man. So it's like, yo, man, you didn't, just because you known. The Amish man was like, oh, well, you watching that TV, you believe in that TV and the stuff that TV is telling you and blah, 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 blah. Hey, man, the reality of it is you didn't watch the TV and you under the same effects. So what's the difference, man? All right, so it's not that we indoctrinating people about these things, man. All right, they're still feeling the same effects. If anything, we're giving them, like the scriptures say, comfort one another with these words, man. Comforting them with the truth and the understanding of what's really going on out here, man. Giving them the truth of what's going on. Hey, you should know the truth, and the truth will set you free, man. All right, free from that bondage and that mindset, man. While we got all this here going on, hey, man, now you can rest and be comforted with these here words, man. All right, you know, we can't wholly rest at this point in time because, you know, we're still in captivity. But, hey, this gives you a little peace of mind, man. All right, you trying to find out what's going on around the world, what's the sign of that coming in the end of the world. A lot of people ask those questions as well, too, man. But guess what's going to give you rest, what's going to give you or a peace of mind, man. All right, knowing that, hey, these are the signs of the Lord coming, man. All right, you know, you got this, again, this hurricane, which is, they said, was one of the most deadliest hurricanes that we didn't had. You know, and I can attest for myself, man, this is the longest damn hurricane I've ever been in, man. More than 12 hours long from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, man, just getting constantly pounded, man. All right, seeing damn near the whole area where I live at is trees all laid over the place, man. All right, and it's power outages everywhere, rivers overflowing and shit like that everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, and, you know, further down south got it even worse than that, man. They said that the whole damn ocean spilled in over there, man. You know, whole roads being swept away and everything else like that, man. Hey, so... But look, some people will sit there and be like, why are all these things happening? You know, I was reading some comments on some of these videos, and some people were saying, you know, it was a mixed understanding, man. And some people are saying, oh, God help these people, God do this and God do that, and so on and so forth. But then you had some people was like, hey, this is God's judgment for what they out there doing. All right, and some people saying, you know, there ain't no God. This is just because of global warming and things like that. But, hey, wicked men don't understand judgment, as the scripture says, man. All right, but, hey, these are all things that, you know, the men of the Lord have been put forth to tell you about these things, man. All right, to show you all these things coming to pass before they come to pass, man, to give you a warning. So let's jump back into, well, let me read this because I'm not going to get too far off topic. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 40. Let me go to 43. All right, going back into those curses that's following us. Deuteronomy 28 and 43 says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Now, did we make this up? All right, did we, well, let me see what the next verse. Yep. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. All right, so, hey, did we make these things up, or are we all in these same positions, man? Even if you in a high economic state or a low economic state as a Jake, you're still in the same scenario, man. All right, for instance, me and Jay-Z, we pretty much in the same boat. Yeah, he may have $1 billion, but guess what? When he need a loan, he got to go to his enemy for that, man. All right, when he need to get certain things done, he's still got to go to his enemy for these things, man. He got to go to the enemy for the one of all things, man. All right, he's going to be getting loaned by the small hats. From the small hats, he's not going to be giving them loans. They giving him loans, man. Same with me, man. If I need some money, man, I got to go to the Edomites to go and get loans from these people, man. I got to go get a permit. I got to go to the Edomites to go get these things, man. All right, so, hey, man, this is the state that we're in. All right, it's not the other way around, man. All right, now some people play with semantics. Well, I had to go get a loan one time, and You know, I asked a black dude on my job for $20, and he let me borrow $20. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so nah, bro, it ain't like that. We talking about in as a whole, man. You trying to go get a goddamn loan for your house or your car? You're not going to Jake for that, man. You going to Esau for these things, man. And we all got to go to Esau. Hey, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, man. All right, you have a whole nation struggling with this, and Lord will. So I want to get into that this week with this here war. Hey, it was all in the spirit that the Lord had me close up right before I was getting into this other topic last week. Hey, and now look at more things are starting to happen on the war front. But again, you know, we'll get there, Lord's will. Hey, wherever the spirit goes, but Lord's will, that's where I want to end up because, hey, man, there's a lot of things going on around the globe right now, man. The prophecy is speaking, man, loud and clear, man. We're coming up to the end, all right? But we can't be distracted by a lot of these different things. And again, going back to the storm, that's one of the things. It's like, yeah, you got the storm on one hand, and that's like one big topic, you know. And my immediate thing, I'm immediately distracted by these things. Every time I go outside the damn house, you know, I got to go on the roads, fucking trees all over the roads. You know, what was it, yesterday or the day before yesterday, you know, they had to cut out a lot of the, well, first of all, we had to wait for a lot of the water to recede. Then you had to wait for them to be able to cut the damn trees down that's in the middle of the road to be able to get out from wherever you're trying to go. All right, you know, that's been the last couple damn days, man. But nevertheless, you know, that's your immediate distraction, man. You know, no power, certain places, power lines down, no food, no grocery stores and things is open. That's an immediate. But hey, all beyond all this so-called distraction in front of you, not saying it's a distraction, it's still the judgment of the Lord, but all beyond this here distraction is local to us here in Florida. You know, the brothers that's here in Florida, you know, this is a so-called, not to say a distraction to us. Hey, there's prophecy taking place around the rest of the globe right now, man. All right, so hey, at the end all be all, man, this is what we've been out here to do, man, to warn our people. And going back into full circle into the reason I'm going into this, you know, going into reading some of these curses, you know, they releasing these new extremist documents and everything else like that, you know, setting us up for these things, man. But hey, lo and behold, it's all written in the prophecy, man. Hey, the Lord's told us that they was going to cast us into jail, all right? They was going to hate us for his name's sake. They was going to come down and persecute us, all right, for all these different things, man. All right, all because what? We're telling you the truth. All because we're prophesying and raising Jacob. All because we're comforting them with this here word, man. All right, that's I was speaking to matter of fact, I was speaking to one of my uncles just yesterday, and I was, you know, we hadn't really talked for a while, but you know, he called to check on me after the storm, and we was talking about a lot of these different things, and you know, he was talking about how, you know, man, the biggest problem is, man, these folks in basically these Edomites overthrowing the Capitol building and stuff like that, right? And I was like, yeah, man, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever get it twisted. I'm never letting Esau off the hook for what Esau done. But in reality, we got a bigger problem than that, man. We got a problem with our own people, man. 2/3 of our people is bugged the hell out, man. You know, we got all this here money that we spend and everything else. We're the number one consumers and spenders here in Babylon the Great. We got the money to spend, and we ain't got the mindsets of anything, man. I was telling them about the social media. Like, hey, man, social media is really a big problem. Yeah. And the Klan and this and that. The Klan. Nah, forget the Klan, man. More of our people are being affected by our own people on social media, man. All right, they over here. All these women want to do is what? Twerking on social media. All these men want to do is put up videos about them smoking their ops and drinking lean and doing flossing on the internet and getting robbed and killed on the internet, man. This is what the majority of our people is using this here. I was gonna call it Instagram, but really all of these damn social media sites, man, going on live and everything else. This is what they are out here using these things for, man. All right, but at the end all be all, man, this is you know, one of the big major things of our people, man. They don't have a foundation to stand on, man. They out here just lost, man. They're lost sheep, man. All right, so, hey, man, this is one of our biggest problems. Hey, Jake got to wake up, man. But 2/3 are going to stay asleep, man. And I was saying to him, like, you know what? Back in the olden days, they gave us crack and drugs in the neighborhood and gave us a bunch of weed and stuff like that. When you see Jake, they be smoking weed and shit like that, what they be doing? They just be sitting there chilling, doing nothing, sitting on the block smoking weed all goddamn day, just unproductive, right? What do you see what motherfuckers is using social media doing all damn day? Sitting on the block, scrolling, unproductive, doing nothing, man. Like, this is a bigger problem than any damn thing. This is just as bad as the damn drugs, man. But see, this is the mind frame of Esau, man, waging war against Jake, man. As long as Jake's sitting there scrolling, ain't doing shit on his phone, man. As long as Jake's sitting over there just smoking, rapping on the table and freestyling over some beats and shit like that, man. As long as Jake is over there in the cell phone, in the mirror, twerking and clapping ass cheeks and shit like that, they don't see what the hell Esau out here doing. They don't see these prophecies taking place. They're not listening to the men of the Lord. They're not watching any of these things. They're not even thinking about the captivity of the hell that they into, man. All right, but yet and still, you know, let me read. I might be still holding that. Let me see. Hold on. No, I'm not still holding it, but we can grab it back. This is Romans 8 and let me just get to the point, 8 and 22. Yeah, let me just read from 8 and 22. It says, because the creature itself shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption. Salat, verse 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. It says, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. So, amen, 2/3 and the elect, man, is waiting for that redemption of our body, man. But see, what are we doing? You know, as the scriptures say, this is not our rest, all right? For this place is polluted, it's going to destroy us. And look at what our people that's at rest and at leisure out there doing, man. All right, like I said, man, it's the same thing as them on smoking weed. It's the same thing as them scrolling on Instagram and Twitter and shit like that. All goddamn, they not doing nothing, man. Not being progressive, man. But what the scriptures say, hey, let us labor therefore to enter into our rest, man. So as we out here on the highways and the byways, the scriptures say, give him no rest, man. All right, but hey, man, we supposed to be hitting Esau with all we got, man. All right, constantly going into his you know, to expose him, man. How the things that Esau searched up and sought out, man. Let's go and grab that. I'm holding that as well too. Obadiah 1 and 6. Obadiah 1 and 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Hey, man, you got the men of the Lord that's on the highways and the byways, man, on the watchtower, man. All right, constantly going into these things, man. Constantly bringing out the truth of what's going on with Esau, man. So, again, this is that you know, let's read that as well, too, in Revelation. It's part of that what you call information war, man, that info war. All right, Revelation 11 and 11. Says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. All right, and so, hey, when you're going into these things, man, Esau sees us rising up, you know, in a sense of, you know, I was holding earlier. I'm gonna just, how you say, quote it more, let's just say. All right, going into, you know, preaching to the ears of my people, you know, or that's another precept, you know, that 2nd Ezra 15, I believe it is, preaching to the ears of my people the words of prophecy, all right, or causing to be written in paper. But the other precept I was quoting was, you know, and I prophesied as I commanded, and there arose an exceedingly great army, all right, and caused the words. Hold on, I'm holding it. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, and let me start up at 2 and 7. It says, and thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear, whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. It says, but son of man, hear what I say unto thee, be not rebellious like that rebellious house, open thy mouth and eat what I give thee. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was written therein. And it spread before me, and it was written within and without, and it was written therein, lamentation, mourning, and woe. All right, give me a second, you got this wind blowing. Hey, that's another thing I didn't notice since the hurricane that came, man. Hey, now our weather done completely changed up, man. It ain't so muggy and everything out here like it used to be with that humidity and stuff like that, man. So, hey, after that destruction, you know, after the storm, everything, things get better, man. All right, and that's ultimately what we're looking for, the downfall of Esau, man. All right, the scriptures say Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So, hey, man, in a sense, like the hurricane coming, I mean, we're looking forward for these things to come to pass, man, so that we can be in a better place and position, man. We're looking forward for the fall of Esau, man. And again, it's not that we're going to physically cause Esau to fall, man. We just preaching the prophecies, man. All right, the prophecies say that him and Esau going to be fighting against Esau, man. Esau going to take Esau out, and the Lord going to clean up the rest. It ain't got nothing. We you know, we don't have a major role in these things. Now, the Lord's going to, like the scripture do say, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, but that's going to be after the fact, man. We're going to come back down with our spiritual bodies, man. We're going to be taken up in those chariots and come back down at that point. That's going to be completely different, man. All right, but as a whole, man, you know, Esau got to go to World War III. All right, they're going to be fighting one another, as the scriptures say. All right, then the chariot's going to come, and there's going to be one realm against another realm, man. Hey, that ain't, you got to take that up with them, man. That ain't with us. All right, you know, you don't see us pulling up in chariots right about now, man. And if you did, you'd be shitting bricks. But hey, what they're afraid of right now is what? Us calling on that name, because look, they see that they're king, us raising up. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. This is Ezekiel 3 and 17. It says, hang on. Let me go up and then come back down. This is Ezekiel 3 and 10. It says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thy heart, and hear with their ears, and go to get to them of the captivity unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus saith Yahweh power, whether they will hear, whether they will forbear. It says, go to those that are in the captivity, man. And where are we at? As the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're still in the captivity, man. People say, oh, that was so long ago. Y'all got to forget that. Well, let's stop talking about Jake right now, right? Let's look at Esau, man. Even though Esau took our lands and everything, even though Esau took our lands and everything, what happened when Queen Elizabeth died, man? All right, King Charles was crowned king, not only over England, but over these other territories as well, too, man. How was he the king over these other territories and everything else like that? How was he the king over Canada and everything else like that, man? Because why? They got them in captivity still, even unto this same day. But you would say, hey, Canadians ain't slaves. Well, why the hell is the king, what's his name, King Charles, why he finna be on their money and everything else like that, man? Why do they have to, when they go to court, they fighting up against that, man? All right, so, hey, man, you have to understand, we still here in this here captivity up under Esau, man. All right, whether they want to, show you or not, hey, man, you got to go to the, well, Lord's will, we might get back to that again. But, well, I'm still holding it, and I just read that verse anyway. Going back, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 45, it says, that wasn't the verse I was looking for, but let me jump down. Verse 47, it says, because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart and for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck till he hath destroyed thee. All right, and again, the point I was trying to make earlier while I was in there was the fact of, these so-called extremist documents. They say they claim they do this and they do. No, hey, we are in this position, man. Just like I said, you might not want to think that them Canadians is in captivity, but hey, why the hell did they just crown basically old boy the king over them as well too, man? All right, and the king over these other realms over there in Europe, man. All right, because they didn't wind up conquering them, man. That's their so-called. You go to the, what they call the British Virgin Islands, man. Hey, who the king over those lands, man? All right, so hey, man, you think about these things, man. Esau's got them in the captivity unto this same day, man. All right, you go down to Puerto Rico, man. Here's a trick question for $500. Who is the president of Puerto Rico, man? All right, find out who the president of Puerto Rico, and you'll find out what's up with the Israelites. Now, the Puerto Ricans are the so-called Puerto Ricans are the Ephraimites, man. All right, find out who their president is and who is ruling over top of them, man. All right, but nevertheless, hey, it's the same people that's ruling over, Jake that's here in the United States, man. All right, so hey, man, at the end all be all, man, we understand, we fit these prophecies, of course, like the scriptures say, the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Israel, man. We fit the descriptions of the Israelites, man. So it's not a made-up construct, all right? Hey, let's just say hypothetically, all of Jake stopped preaching and everything else like that. Now, granted, the Lord, he said he could raise up these very stones, but let's just say that Jake stopped preaching and everything, Esau got his way. It don't change the fact that you took the Lord's people into captivity, man. It don't change the fact, well, let's read that. I was holding that in Joel, all right? It don't change none of these facts, man. All right. Scriptures say, if you take a man to captivity, or if he be found in thy hand, all right, you should be put to death for that, man. All right. So going back to Joel 3 and 3, it says, and they have cast lots. Oh, I didn't even read this. Hang on. Slack here. This is going back to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 48, it says, therefore thus thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things. It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. All right, now, what happened to Jake, man? All right, we have to go to our enemies for the want of all things, man. All right, you want to get a loan, you want to buy a house, you want to get food, you want to go get water, You want to go get resources and everything else? Guess what? You got to go to your enemy for the one of all things, man. You want to go get a driver's license? You got to get permission for all those things, man. You want to build on into your own house and add onto your own house? Go out there and buy a house, right? And say you want to add on an additional room. You can't just go out there and just start building. Even if you had the know-how, the tools, the equipment and everything, you can't just go out there and start building on that land, man. You got to go get a building permit for those things, man. All right, meaning you got to go get permission to go do those things, man. And who you going to go get permission from, man? Yeah, the dude that might be in the office and signing off might be a Jake. But who does he work for ultimately, man? All right, who's got to sign off on that, man, to give him his credentials, man? It's Esau at the end of the day, man. All right, so, hey, you have to go to the one of your enemy for all these things, man. And this is not because, we're so-called being racist of all these things. Hey, Esau in the same boat, too. He got to go to the, he got to go straight to Esau for these same things, man. All right, so it's just, and the scriptures say, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, man. He's in this here position, man. This is the position and place that he's into, man. All right, you can't sit there and say, oh, well, Esau don't rule the earth. Then why are you putting sanctions on the whole damn earth right about now, man? All right, how come these other nations got to come to you for the one of all things, man? All right, continuing on, it says, verse 49, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. All right, hey, and that's Esau, man. All right, as swift as an eagle. All right, that's the sign of Esau, man. Is that eagle, man? Go look throughout all the history, man. That's what Esau's so-called mascot has been, man, for the longest time, was that eagle. It says, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. All right, and then you think about it, they got a movie about to come out called Till, going into Emmett Till. All right, didn't show favor to the young. All right, nor to the old, man. You got Bill Cosby that they try to throw in jail and give him all these long-ass charges and things else like that. An old-ass man. All right, but yet and still, you got these same damn Edomites running around doing the same thing and no charges being put up against them, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, they don't show no favor towards us. All right, let me jump over to verse 64. It says, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee trembling of heart and filling of eyes and sorrowing of mind. And so, hey, we was put into captivity into what? The four corners of the earth, man. All right. Well, let me read verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more. And there thou shalt be sold unto thy enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Who did this actually happen unto, man? Who fits this description? Like I said, whether you had not ever known this here history, let's say you, Jake, you was homeschooled, brought up, and your parents never told you about slavery and nothing else like that. You was extremely sheltered, man. Extremely sheltered. We never knew about you. Was growing up, matter of fact, you was even adopted by some so-called white folks, man. And you was brought up in their household. They never taught you about any of these things, man. Guess what? When you go out into the world without your little parents around and everything else like that, you go into the bank to try to get a loan. You still got to go to Esau to go get a loan. Still got to go to him for all the resources. He's still going to see you driving in a nice car. Esau still finna pull up on you and harass you the same damn way. All right, you know, you see Jake riding around in a somewhat nice vehicle and getting harassed by the police. Whereas you be having Esau riding around in his parents' Lamborghinis and McLarens and shit like that, running into people, killing folks all in their cars, but getting still, hey, man, they get slaps on the wrist, man. All right, you had this one Edomite recently, I believe recently, I was seeing it on the news the other day, got off because what he was doing, he was driving around and he was in a big-ass pickup truck and ran into a whole bunch of bikers and killed like 7 of them bad boys, man. All right, but getting still, he wound up getting acquitted for it because it was like, oh, well, there was no way of telling that he, the drugs that was in his system was being consumed at that point in time. And they have all kind of ways to get up out the woodwork, man. But yet and still, they'll go and they'll say things like against, like, you know, what's his name, George Floyd and everything else like that. Oh, he had drugs in his system. Oh, they knew that apparently he was on drugs at that point in time when he choked the man out. What the hell that got to do with whether he was on drugs? If he wasn't on drugs when he choked the man out, he wasn't operating no machinery. But the other guy who had drugs in his system wound up killing folks, man. But yet and still, you know, this is how they do our people, man. All right, now let's go over to Joel chapter 3 and verse 3. And they said, they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. And when you go into the history, like I said, man, it's not what we so-called come up with. It's not what we have in our mindsets or anything else like that, but it's what's so. So like I gave the example of a young man, a young Jake, that's adopted by some Edomites, never taught this here history and everything else like this. He's still under the same curses. And then once he go and he does his own research, he's gonna find out, hey man, wait a minute, my people went into captivity, you know, and what they call the transatlantic slave trade was scattered into the four corners of the earth, and the transatlantic slave trade, also the sub-Saharan slave trade and everything else like that. And part of the things that they was trading us for in the transatlantic slave trade was rum, muskets, and prostitution, man. All right, that's what the scripture even say, man, to back these things up, man. And in fact, these things was written down in the scriptures before this actually took place. So it's not like we just came and well, in reality we did write the scriptures, but hey, the scriptures was written, these scriptures was written before these things even took place. All right, we was reading in Deuteronomy, that was in the time of Moses, man, at the very, very beginning, way thousands of years before the you know, thousands of years before you would Columbus would come over to the United States or not the United States, but to the Americas, man. All right, but nevertheless, hey, they have the audacity to say that, oh, we're some type of extremist group. No, man, yeah. Hey, we the group that the Lord extremely loves, man. And you just finding out about these things, and this is a threat to your so-called rulership, because you know that the Lord is going to recompense you according to your works, man. Matter of fact, let's just keep reading, because this is what's in the scriptures, man. All right, this is what's prophesied about these things, man. And again, these things was written before any of us was born on this earth, so none of us that's born reading these here scriptures, we wrote any of these things down, man. All these things was written before the so-called United States of America was even established. Before we went on these cargo slave ships, this was all written down before those things, man. All right, so hey, man, what is your excuse about these things, man? All right, if anything, Esau don't want you to wake up to the fact that it's like they fit, like how we fit the description of going on these cargo slave ships, going into captivity, like we fit the descriptions of being sold for a harlot and being sold for guns and prostitution and things like that. He also fit the description of being the person that's in the middle of the trade, man. All right, so let's read about it. Joel 3 and 4. It says, yea, let's go back up. Verse 3, it says, they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. All right, and they do the same thing today. Even look at Hollywood, man. All right, they have a lot of these, you know, Jake, that want to be famous and everything else like that, or these rappers and things, they have to go on what they call what? The casting couch, man. You got to be sold basically into prostitution, man. You got these old Edomites passing you around and everything else like that, man. And they do the women like that too, but the women more or less be done up by the women, man. And you would think, well, why don't they just take people that's of that lifestyle and just pass them around? Nah, we don't want them type, man. We want to sit here and so-called emasculate them and buck break them, man. This is what Esau does to a T, man. All right, but hey, this is you know, this is, you know, what shows forth that we fit these here descriptions, man. Because this is part of our history. These are the things that happen unto us, man. All right, before you even find out about this transatlantic slave trade and everything else like this is already taking place. This was already written. Now you go further into it, then you find out you're doing more research. Damn, this is what they traded for us and everything else like that. And then we're gonna read about who was the people that was taking part in the slave trade, man. So let's go into that. Joel 3 and 3 says, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, what do you have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? You know, going into those Hamites, those Africans. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because you have taken my silver and my gold and carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah, you so-called Negroes, all right, and the children of Jerusalem, you so-called Latinos and Native Americans, have you sold unto the Grecians that ye might remove them far from their borders. And when did this take place, man? Again, you know, first of all, from 1619, or not 1619, from 1492, all right, all the way up until like 1619, all right, they was trading you so-called Latinos and Native Americans in the cargo slave ships, man. All right, and then after the fact from there, you had Judah going into the cargo slave ships, man. So all, you know, all the house of Israel went into captivity, man. Ships into the four corners of the earth, man. All right, and you know, hey, even like I'm explaining, man, whether you knew it or if you didn't know it, it's still happening to you, man. A lot of these so-called Latinos, they don't realize these things. They look and laugh at us. Oh, y'all the one winning slaves. Y'all was slaves. We weren't slaves. Like, bro, y'all was slaves before we were slaves, man. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you fit the description, and you start looking into this here history, you're gonna find out about these things. So, again, what's so bad about us is bringing out the facts of the matter, man. I mean, again, yeah, it seems a little bit extreme from your perspective looking at us because we're exposing you for being a bad guy, man. That's why they be having in the hood. Sometimes they say no snitching, man. Yeah, of course, if you was the one that was committing the bank robbery and stuff like that, you wouldn't want little TJ down the block to be snitching because he's about to give you up. Nigga, if you snitch, it's gonna be a problem, man. This nigga's is extremist down here. Yeah, because he about to tell on your ass and expose you for what's going on, man. But if you ain't got nothing to hide, you shouldn't have to worry about nothing, man. But yeah, that's the problem, man. You know, you so-called, like, you know, they say in the word, you got caught red-handed, man. All right, Esau gonna be he the one marked, man. Marked for exempt for his judgment, man. All right, so hey, he gonna be like the scriptures say, those who portion it wasn't, roughly paraphrasing, not to drink the cup if drunken. You think you're gonna be surely escape? Nah, man, you gonna have to drink it down, man. All right, so hey, these are all the things that's now coming to pass at this appointed time, and now, the Lord is making these things manifest. All right, but going back to Joel 3. 3 and 6, it says, the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their borders. And we read it in Deuteronomy how we was going to be taken and scattered into the four corners of the earth, man. All right, we was going to be taken into these things. So you can say what you want to say about us being so-called extremist hate groups and everything else like that, but for what? We just telling you, we reiterating our history, man. Don't you got a history channel talking about the things that you've done and everything else like that, man? All right, you talk about these different groups and things that then went down in history. It's like, yo, man, if I'm telling you history about what they would say would happen in World War II, about what the Germans did to the so-called Jewish people, hey, that ain't nothing being hate. I'm just reiterating what happened in history, right? I ain't the one that was on the battlefield doing these things. I'm just reading off what was going on into these things, man. But yet and still, hey, when it exposes your people, man, nah, we don't talk about that no more. We don't talk about these things. We don't talk about those things. Yeah, man, because it's pointing a light at you, man. The scriptures say they don't want to come to the light because their deeds were evil, man. Esau don't want to have to come up to the court, man, because hey, when he getting exposed, man, nah, we're not gonna let that go to court because it's too much is gonna expose us, man. We can't do all these things, man. Look at your boy Jeffrey Epstein and shit like that, man. They didn't want him to go to court because he had too many people and too many connections that's gonna expose every damn body. Hey, hell nah, if he speak, it's gonna be major problems. So we gotta clip him in the bud, man. Same thing with this, man. This is why now that after we stood up on our feet, that great fear is falling upon them, man. Because why? We've been standing in great boldness in the face of those that have afflicted us, and we letting it be known, man, what done went on and everything else like that. So Esau don't want these things to come out the woodwork because why? It's painting him in that light of being that wicked, man, the son of perdition being revealed, man. So all these things are now bringing him to what? The end of his kingdom, man. All right, is preparing. How do I say? Preparing the eviction of the throne, man, of the earth. All right, his rulership is coming to an end. All right, and he thinks in his mind, he's got a carnal mindset. The pride of his heart has deceived him. Maybe if I put them back to sleep and everything else like that, that we can keep ruling on forever. Hey, his inner thought is that they was gonna go on forever, man. But he don't realize. Again, like Scripture say, the pride of his heart has deceived him. He don't realize that, man. Hey, man, you had us in a very deep and dead sleep state, man. You spent trillions and trillions of dollars to keep us asleep and everything else like that. But guess what? That couldn't stop the prophecies from taking place, man. That didn't stop the Spirit of the Lord from raising us back up, man. All right, that didn't stop any of these things from coming to fruition, man. All right, you still gonna wind up being exposed because thus saith the Lord, man. His will reigns over the king in the the kingdom of man. All right, over all men. His will is the one that's gonna stand, man, not your will, man. All right, but hey, again, like the scripture say, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. Hey, man, you've been fully exposed for who you are, man. And now you want to call everybody else out as so-called extremists and things like that, and the tactics that you use on everybody else. See, look at what so-and-so is doing. When Jake get into trouble, you look at the news. When Jake get into trouble, they go all into this and go all into that, like R. Kelly. They got to make a documentary about this and make a documentary about that and go get all these people to testify on these things. And, oh, here goes all the girls that he did this with and that with, and here's all the people that saw these things happen. We're going to have these folks testify to show you how bad of a person this is. But when we do the same thing about you, we become extremists, man. We become hate groups now, man. All right, because we go into the scriptures and we fully expose your ass. We go out and we show you forth from history in the world. Talk to these other nations like, yeah, he did this to your nation too, man. He's raping and pillaging your nation as well too, man. Which Lord's will, like I said, we'll get into that. There's articles right now about them out there saying these same things, man. You have these same things being spoken of amongst these world leaders right now as we speak, man. So at the end all be all, Esau's in that position where his back is up against the ropes. So guess what? He has to come down, like the scripture say, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Let me just read it. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, and woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. All right, so now he's about to come out with all kind of things. So you can't speak about this. These guys are extremists. We got to censor these things. The famine of the word coming to pass. All you're doing is fulfilling prophecy, man. You're speeding up time for us, man, which is bringing our salvation that much more closer, man. So, hey, you can't do nothing against the Lord before the Lord, man. So this is what Esau fails to understand. This is what Esau is failing to see, man. That ultimately prophecy is taking place, man. We're under the state of prophecy, man. So these prophecies is going to take place no matter if you believe these things, if you don't, man. The only thing you can do is speed these things up, man. All right, so hey, at the end all be all, man, this is like a scenario for. I hope they're not gonna come over here with that. This is a scenario for prophecy to be how do I say it? To be held, man. All right, for prophecy to take place, for the Lord's will to be done. All right. I hope they're not gonna crank this big ass generator up, but we'll see. But Lord's will that they don't. But anyway, hey man, this is the point in time where there's that so-called Great Awakening, man. All right, that Ezekiel 37, the Valley of the Dry Bones, that has been coming out a lot lately, man. Jake is starting to wake up to these things, man, and the more and more. Oh yeah, you done for now, bro. You stuck. You stuck, bro. You stuck. Yeah, you stuck, bro. Ooh. Bunch of these power trucks and everything out here, man. Yeah, this dude is stuck like Chuck, though. Yeah. Esau. Hey, it's the spirit. That's how Esau is ultimately, man. He's stuck in the quagmire, you know. Ain't going. You can't go further. Can't go further. Let me read the precept. You know, that's where he get right now. Job 14:5. Job 14 verse 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. That has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's Esau to a T, man. Stuck to where he can't go no further, can't go an inch further forward or backwards, man. Oh, they definitely wasn't going nowhere over there. And he's still going to try to go forward. Okay, well, hey, it's Esau to a T. Listen, you about to hear his shit scrape up. Anyway, ooh, roughing it. But anyway, hey, man, this is how, I still hope they're not going to turn this big-ass generator on. Hey, at the end all be all, man, hey, no matter how much you try to fight it, how much you try to force it, man, the only thing you're doing is bringing prophecy forward, man. There's going to be a point in time where Esau's going to try to come in like a flood, like the scriptures say, and what? The Lord's going to raise up that standard against him, man. All right, the Lord is going to work a miracle in that day, man. All right, the Lord is going to ultimately preserve and provide for his elect. All right, that's the thing that Esau has counted out in this here thing, man, that he's not fighting against us, man. He's fighting against the Lord, man. All right, and we not defending ourselves. The Lord is going to defend us, man. So hey, this is the scenario that you have at hand right now, man. All right, and the more and more Esau pushes for these things, the quicker we get up out of here. Let me read that as a precept as well too. All right, this is Matthew 24. And 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. So, hey, coming into these here things, man, the more that Esau pushes forward towards these things, the more these things are going to push back at him, man. The more that Esau tries to bring his so-called New World Order to an end, all right, or how do I put it? Let me read it out the scriptures. All right, this is, let me grab Job 20 and let me start at verse 18. It says, "That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be. He shall not rejoice therein." It says, "Because he has oppressed and has forsaken the poor, because he has violently taken away a house which he builded not." So all these things that he's pushing forth of doing is all bringing his demise towards him, man. All these things that he's pushing forth to to put on the Jake is all part of his own downfall, man. All right, because he has touched the apple of my eye. All right, the more he's like the Lord said to was it Paul? "Why does thou kick us against the goad?" All right, hey, you only hurting yourself with this, man. All right, I don't know why you so-called resistant. It's like those they call it Chinese finger traps. You know what I'm saying? The more you try to pull away from yourself, the more. Oh hell nah. I hope the road ain't flooding now. What kind of shit? Hold on. Alright, well, we'll keep an eye on it. The road just started flooding from down there. I don't know where this water coming from. That's a lot of water. Damn. Yeah, Esau scraping his shit up over here. But, like I said, we gotta keep an eye on that. Now all of a sudden there's a flood of water coming down the block. Um, Lord's will, we'll be all right. At least we should. All right, we'll just keep an eye on that because that's a lot of water. What the hell that's coming out? Anyway, hey man, hey, this is indicative to this here place, Babylon the Great, man. It's crumbling, man. All right, crumbling. All right, you know, you got this here cleanup crew that you can probably hear going on. You know, these. I said they got a lot of these damn helicopters flying around for one, and these power trucks going around for two. But all of a sudden the road just started. This is like a lot of water coming down the road. I don't know what just popped off with that. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Hold on, let me check it one more time. It's coming from around the block, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's start filling up. We'll just close it up. But right now it's just on one side of the road. Anyway, let me grab these things real quick. Hey, but you know, hey, like I said, man, this is you know, almost like watching Babylon the Great, you know, crumbling and everything else like that, man. You got one thing that's on one side, you know, a lot of trees and stuff that's down in one area. Then you got power outages out in another area. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a power truck that just came through with a generator. I don't know, they were trying to get some water on, but then all of a sudden, there's a different problem. You got water coming down the damn road now. All right, so they got all kind of issues over here, man. But hey, that's like the scriptures say, man. Terrors are gonna rise upon him. He's not gonna know which way it's gonna come from, man. And they might be trying to get power on this here block, and then all of a sudden, they got a goddamn flood coming down the block, man. All right. But hey, call hello, how about Shimei Shop, man? Esau's days are numbered out here, man. All right, he's coming to an end rapidly, man. Let me check this water one more time. Might be slowing down. No, it's still coming. But anyway, hopefully it don't pile up and get stuck on us. Hey, the Lord's will make a way. We'll figure it out. But anyway. Let's get back into the scriptures. All right, because you know, like I was going into, hey man, you can't do nothing against the Lord before the Lord, man. And you're pushing of these things, you know, pushing of your you know, coming down with great wrath, because you know you got a short time. It's doing nothing more than bringing these things to come to pass even faster, man. All right, give me 1 second, man. Damn. Anyway, we'll see. We'll just have to keep an eye out on that. You don't tell where this shit is coming from. Anyway, it's a lot here. Like I said, it's just water just started rushing down the road. And it ain't raining or nothing, but it's just water rushing down the road, and it's a lot of it. Eventually it's gonna pile up down at the other end, and that side of the road closed. Alright, we'll keep an eye on it. But anyway, going back to, you know, Esau coming into his end, let me continue reading this. Job 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. Hey, when the fullness of his sufficiency, man, he's going to be in them straits. All right. When he's, you know, hey, and again, going back into this here storm, man. All right. You know, there's always construction around here. But, you know, when the pandemic happened, all right, there was a lot of new homes getting built. A lot of people was moving down here to Florida and everything else like that, man. All right, you had a lot of different construction going on, a lot of new buildings and high rises getting built up. But at the same time, man, hey, in the midst of all those things, there was a major storm that just came through and just tore up a whole lot of things, man. Are you about to? You think you about to fill your belly? A lot of people were probably getting their homes built up and everything else like that. Then all of a sudden, man, it just come to an end where, hey, now we got to start all over, man. Your house might have got fully built, and then now all of a sudden your house is taken out, man. All right, same way with Esau, man. Thinking he's about to fulfill his new world order, thinking he's about to get set up into his new kingdom and things like that, and then all of a sudden it all comes down crashing upon him. Let me continue reading in Job 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fear of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And that's when ultimately he's going to be fleeing from those missiles, man. That's when he's ultimately going to be fleeing from those, like the scripture said, the iron weapon, which is, you know, going into World War III. All right, and we're in, you know, it's a perfect time to transition into that, man. We're in a time right now where it's, World War III is out here speaking right now, man. All right, you got Putin that's, you know, claiming more areas over there in Ukraine, recognizing them as part of Russia and things like that. All right, and America saying they're going to still defend those areas, man. All right, you know, it's ultimately, you know, unofficially, they've already unofficially declared it, but they unofficially even more declaring World War III right about now, man. All right. Hold on, let me see something real quick. But, hey, this is the... water is coming from. Anyway, this is the times that the scriptures were speaking about, man. You know, a sound of battle is in the air. Let me grab that real quick. All right, because hey, look, these are all signs of the end. All right, Esau knows that. Look, he's about to fill his belly, about to push on the MOTB. All right, about to fulfill his New World Order agenda and things like that. But it's also bringing him into his own demise. All right, this is Jeremiah. It's right here. Jeremiah 50 actually. Jeremiah 50 and 22. It says, "A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction." All right, so hey, that's the sound that you're hearing right now, what they call a saber rattling. All right, beating the war drums and things like that, man. All right, these are the points and times that we're coming into, right, or not coming into. These are the points and times that we're in right now, man. All right, Russia's got their red lines and America got their red lines, man. You know, it's funny that Biden came back out and was saying that you know, we're gonna defend every inch of NATO, every inch of it. But hey, Ukraine ain't part of NATO, man. All right, and you got even these Americans that are, you know, the politicians that are torn in two with that, man. Whether or not to declare that they want to bring Ukraine into NATO, man, because they know that if they do, it's going to trigger Article 5, which Article 5, like Biden said, they're going to have to defend every inch of NATO. That's part of their, you know, or you have one of them that get an attack, they all come out and attack, you know, for to defend their nations and things like that, man. All right, it's going to bring them into a conflict, a nuclear conflict with Russia, man. So they know that these things are all coming to pass. So what? They're trying to avoid these things from happening, but hey, it's the inevitable, because this is how it's all prophesied in the scriptures to take place, man. All right. The only thing that can happen now is what? The will of the Lord to be done. All right. There's no going back from all these things, man. The Lord has brought you forth for this here purpose, man. The Lord has stirred up the minds of these kings to fulfill His will at this here point in time. The Lord is being working on these the minds of these kings and pushing them into the directions He want to push them into to do what? To fulfill His will, man. All right, because at the end all be all, man, hey, the Lord's will is going to be done, man. Babylon the Great is about to be taken up out of that power seat, man. All right, so going back into Jeremiah 50 and 22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon becoming a desolation among the nations? All right, and so, hey, the question is, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right, hey, it's all, you know, you start to see it all be played out right about now, man. All right. Hang on, let me go check on this again. Still don't know where this is coming from, but hey, it's all good. But anyway, going back to, you know, You know, this is all being the fulfillment of what? Taking Babylon the Great about that power seat, man. All right, and we see that the prophecies are taking place to fulfill this here will. In fact, let me grab this in Habakkuk, because, hey, he's bringing himself to his own demise. All right, or not Habakkuk. Oh, I know what I was gonna grab. All right. Oh. Job 18:5. All right. So Job 18:5, it says, "Yea, the light of Salak." Let me jump down to. Well, let me just start at 5. "Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him." All right, you know, and also going into those things, man. There's so-called, you know, wise decision makings is coming to an end. All right, they have a scenario now where they're being, well, we're gonna read into it, but their own schemes is bringing them down to their end. You know, you read that in NLT talk about their own schemes is their own downfall. But hey, this is what's going on, man. Their own counsel is bringing them to this here end. All right, Job 5:7. "The steps of his strength shall be straightened; his own counsel shall cast him down." So hey, going into these things, man, his own plans is bringing them to this here demise, man. It's bringing them into this here state to where he's at right about now, man. To the point where it's like, hey, man, let us go forth into you know, the Ukraine, back up the Ukraine, and do all these different things. Hey, but what is it leading unto, man? What is it bringing you into, man? It's bringing you into your own demise, man. Now you are stuck into, you know, a quagmire, man. What are you gonna do? You gonna pull up out of Ukraine? It's gonna show forth that your weakness is against these other nations, man. Like they say, hey, if we pull out of Ukraine, it's gonna let Russia know that they can just take over whoever they want to take over, man. All right, you know, and if it's the opposite, if Russia pulls out, then America gonna keep taking over wherever they want to take over. So they're pretty much at a stalemate right about now, man. They pretty much got to go ahead and nuke. I was gonna say duke it out, but I wound up saying nuke it out, man. But hey, that's the spirit, man. That's what they're gonna wind up doing, is nuking it out over there, man. All right, not over there, but over here in America, Babylon the Great, man. All right, this is how the hammer of the whole earth is gonna be cut asunder, man. It's through the working on the minds of these here kings, man. That's what I want to grab. I wanted to grab, actually. Let's go grab that real quick. That's how the spirit rolls. Just come right back. Proverbs 21:1. "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will." All right, and hey, the Lord is working on the minds of these kings, all right, to do these different things. All right, and the next scripture I was going to grab was actually what we just read about, their own counsel bringing them down. So their own, you know, how they say, their own framework, their own, you know, the scriptures say they transgressed by one. Their own policies is the one that's snaring them up. You have what they call Article 5 amongst, I wonder if, are they coming back that way? That's where that water coming from. But anyway, you have what they call Article 5, which is going into, hey, if one of NATO's allies are attacked, you know, they all come out to their aid. All right, and so, hey, if you bring Ukraine into NATO, all right, you know what I'm saying? You know what they're going to have provocations with Russia. They're up on their border. All right, the wind blow the wrong way from off of NATO or from off of Russia onto the Ukraine, and they're part of NATO, then, hey, that's World War III right there, man. They already got to where, hey, if America strikes certain parts of Russia with certain weapons, hey, it's on. All right, so, hey, they walking this here strict line, and Russia been being very nice with them, man. Red line after red line. The first red line is, hey, man, look, don't let Ukraine join NATO, all right, and don't be arming them with weapons. Well, they didn't join NATO, but then they still arming them with weapons. All right, so now Russia didn't wind up taking some more land over there, all right, where they voted for it, and, you know, basically, you know, Russia, not to say annex, but, you know, they voted to go with them with these referendums and everything else like that. And so now America's saying, hey, man, we're not going to recognize that, man. We're going to still fight it out over this here territory. So, look, what do you think they're going to do? All right, you know, they're going to keep fighting it out over there, all right, and they're going to keep going to war. Now, contrary to popular belief, you know, they keep talking about how Russia's military is all inferior and everything else like that, but Russia got nukes, man. All right, and then now the new talk is, oh, if America nuke Ukraine and everything, and America ain't gonna, not America, Russia nuke Ukraine. That's a very unlikely scenario, because for one, those are Russians that's over there, for one. Two, that's like you know, a death blow to themselves, because that's on their borders, man. All right, they wouldn't do that on their own borders. It's like saying South or North Korea gonna nuke South Korea. Like, bro, the blowback, you nuking yourself, bro. What the hell you doing that for? You know, all the fallout from that is just gonna hit you. All right, so that's not what their weapons aren't aimed for them, man. All right, the scriptures talk about how the weapons are aimed for Babylon the Great, man. The Lord has created the smith that bloweth the coals, man, to bring forth the waster to destroy. All right, to fulfill the Lord's purpose, man. All right, his purpose is to do what? To destroy Babylon the Great off the face of the earth. So, hey, all these things are being set forth to do what? To bring forth prophecy, man. Again, this is what we are here for, to tell our people about this here prophecy and the things that's going on, so that what? The Lord's elect could be warned of these things, can be woken up of these things, and ultimately be saved from these things, man. All right, but hey, this is the point in time where we're into right now. Matter of fact, I want to I can come back to that. I want to read a little bit of this here article, but or at least touch on it a little bit. But maybe I'll just do a separate lesson on it. But hey, these are the things that's oh, they got a flood warning over here. No wonder. Okay, it's kind of late to see that. So I guess it is flooded down there. It's just the runoff. It's all good. As long as we can get out on the other side, we'll be all right. But anyway, you know what? Lord's will, I'll do a video on that a little later, because you know, timing and everything like that. And we don't know how much of this here is gonna keep flooding down the damn block. But anyway, make sure we can get up out of here though. Nevertheless, we might wrap it up here shortly. But nevertheless, going back into these things, hey man, Esau is bringing on his own demise, man. All right, but hey, it's all a part of prophecy, and it's all, you know, how we speak about our prophecy that's bringing forth for our deliverance. Esau also has his plans and his prophecies is going forth for himself, man. All right, you know, like the collapse of the economic collapse, the global economic collapse, and things like that, to do what? Bring forth the MOTB, to bring forth this new world order system. So hey man, you know, all things are working together ultimately for the good, man. The scriptures say, you know, this show forth how all these things is working forth. You have Esau's trying to collapse the economy. All right, you know, you got war going on with Russia and Ukraine and everything else like that. Destroying the pipelines. You know, that's one of the other things I want to get into. But now they got the power trucks coming over here. Anyway, it's probably gonna be turned up over here. But anyway, you got with the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines getting blown up and everything else like that, man. You got Europe about to be without energy, man. All right, which is going to cause for a you know, first of all, more beating in of the war drums and things like that. And then also you have people that's without energy crises and things like that, which is going to turn into what? More of a economic collapse. All right, which is going to bring in forth what? You know, oh, we got to have a new system, man. We got to bring in something new for energy costs and energy consumption and things like that. So what are they going to bring in? The MOTB, man. You got all these people that's going to need, hey, we're going to have to, the government's going to have to step in and start giving y'all funding, but we can't give you, it's too hard for y'all to come out to the banks, all the electricity and everything. We just want to put it onto y'all's ships, man. All right, so this is Esau's plan to get all these things, but what the scripture said, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High is going to rain it upon him while he is eating. So, hey, man, that's going to be in a point in time where, you know, hey, he's trying to bring forth his new world order. But ultimately, hey, it's going to bring also into the beast hating the whore. All right, you know, you got these nations like Germany and them. There's another article I want to go into on that. But, again, Lord's will, I'll just make another video on that. Man, what's up with all this goddamn water? More of this shit's coming. But anyway, anyway, you know, you have Germany that was talking about not wanting Ukraine to be a part of NATO and everything else like that. All right, then they was talking about how, was it Bill Gates was talking about the scenario with the energy crisis and everything, how they can't just get rid of Russian oil and everything like overnight and everything else like that, and then Biden and them talking about how it's a good thing, or the U.S. talking about how it's a good thing and we can use this Nord Stream 2 as to our advantage and everything else like that. The blame being put under them over the destruction of all these things, man. All these things are bringing them closer and closer and closer into what? You know, their destruction. Let me grab that in Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 51:11 says, make bright the arrows. Let me go back to 50:9, or 50:3 first, and then 9. Jeremiah 50:3, it says, for out of the north cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall depart both man and beast. All right, and so, hey, that nation coming from the north is going to be what? You know, Russia, man. All right, going into verse 9, it says, for lo, I will raise the cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country. They shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as a mighty expert man, and none shall return in vain. All right, and so this is the point that you have going on right now. You know, none shall return in vain, man. They're gonna well, let me see if that's the next verse. Let me go back. Well, let me just keep reading. It says, and Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied. No, let me jump down to verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, and shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh. All right, so, hey, man, going back into these things, man, you know, let me go back and read this again. From verse 22, it says, let me go up to 21. It says, go up against the land of Merathaim, and against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith Yahweh, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. All right, and that's, you know, speaking of Babylon, man, America, man. All right, so the Lord is commanding them to do what? To destroy this here place off the face of the earth with what? Those thermonuclear missiles. So, hey, man, you got to talk about, oh, they over there about to be using nukes up against Ukraine and everything. No, they ain't going to use no nukes against Ukraine, man. You know what I'm saying? They're going to use them against Babylon the Great. All right, and did we read it already? We already read it. Let me read it again. Verse 14, it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Most High. So, hey, man, sparing no arrows, you know, they have this, oh, they might shoot a nuke over here, a limited nuclear war, limited. Hey, man, there's no such thing as no goddamn limited nuclear war, man. Any real, how you say, general or man of war that's into these things, they already know, man. All right, and you know, they got the warheads where they got dummy nukes in there and everything else like that. When they show you these systems and how these things can work, like, oh, well, you know, they're fitted to have 15 warheads, and, you know, you could have 10 warheads and 5 dummies to help protect, so that they don't know which one to hit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, fuck all that. At that point in time, the scripture said they're not going to spare no arrows, man. So, hey, if it can hold 15 warheads, put 15 warheads up in that bad boy, man. The hell we going to put some dummy nukes up in there for dummy warheads, so if they try to shoot, what happens if they aim at an actual warhead and not the dummy warhead, and the dummy warhead hit and the real warhead don't hit, man? We ain't got time to sit here and reload. We're going to have to sit there and cock everything back and unload on their ass all at one time, man. There's no point of, you know, that's the true nuclear destruction right there, man. All right, you know, you gotta go all out. You don't just send one, because I forgot there's a terminology for that. It's like, yo, we don't know, like, no nation, you know, especially a nuclear powered nation, and really you have nuclear powered nations where it's like where, you know, a smaller nuclear powered nation wouldn't just try to go up against a larger nuclear powered nation. Like, for instance, North Korea, man, they don't have enough nukes to sit there and try to destroy all of America with their nuclear arsenal, man. All right, because if they shoot all their missiles over at America, man, they all hit, they're not going to destroy all of America. But if America send 10% of their arsenal, not even 10%, 1% of their arsenal, they're going to wipe North Korea off the face of the earth. So now you have to have a scenario like somebody like Russia versus America, and unload their whole arsenal on one another. But the scriptures say, all ye that bend the bow. So they're going to all shoot their arrows on Babylon the Great at one point in time, man. And again, like I said, man, what's the point of sparing some arrows because of that retaliation, man? All right, so, hey, if one nuke, or if America shoot nukes over on Russia, man, and Russia got that dead hand system, which pretty much is going to shoot all their nukes over at you know, their enemies in America all at the same time, man. So if they have this situation going on, they're going to just be like, yo, man, we're going to have to go ahead and unload on them, man, because we might not be here for a second strike. We may not be around for a second strike, so we might as well just go ahead and unload right now, all right? But, hey, this is the point where, you know, the scriptures say, all you that bend the bow, all right, you know, stand around about and shoot at her. All right, these things are all coming to pass right about now, man. Again, you have America's allies that are looking at them with a side eye. Because why? Because at the end all be all, man, they're saying, hey, look, man, we spend up all our resources. You know, you over here blowing up this here Nord Stream pipelines, which was guaranteeing us energy and everything else like that. Now, because you want to sit there and mad dog Russia, We ain't got no goddamn energy over here, man. You done bankrupted our economies and everything else like that, man. So at the end, now look at us, man. You got us in this scenario to where the point that, you know, we pretty much stuck out here, man. All right, but hey, this is how these here prophecies are taking place. Hey, they about to turn these power trucks on. We're gonna go ahead and close up, but hey, man, at the end all be all, man, prophecy is taking place out here, man. All right. Hopefully we don't know what the hell they finna go over here and do. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and close up because, like I said, we got this flood going on over here. Maybe they over here pumping water out of somewhere, but we're gonna go ahead and close up for the time being. And Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rukakudash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us the truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can push in truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions, defeat and edify the elect. I'm gonna see what they over here doing, man. Like I said, I think they finna turn up, but anyway, we'll watch for a sec. Maybe not, but we got all kind of shit going on over here. Let me check this water real quick. I don't know, we might be good for a minute. We'll go for a little bit longer, and if not, we'll just close up. But I think they finna turn these damn big ass trucks on over here. But anyway, I want to get to a certain point real quick. We'll at least get down to there. Going back to Jeremiah 51 or 50 and 21, it says, Go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pakad, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith Yahweh, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. All right, and hey, the Lord is the one that's commanding, you know, these here armies, you know, working on the minds of these here kings. All right, to ultimately go up against Babylon the Great, man. All right, to ultimately bring forth World War III. All right, ultimately to bring forth this here utter destruction, man. To destroy. Well, let's keep reading, because it tells you in here. It says, "A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations?" All right, so how has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? How is America? Oh, they posting up with a bunch of these damn power trucks. How is America, you know, hey, did we already read it? Let me read it again. It says, verse 23, how is well, let me go to 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder, and how has Babylon become a desolation among nations? How is the nation that hammered all these other nations down into obliteration become a desolation? How did it become brought to naught? How was it brought down to its knees, man? All right, hey, we just read about how all the nations that bend at the bow stand round about, you know, and shoot your arrows at her, man. All right, all these different nations, people say about, oh, Russia's nukes is all this and nukes is all that. I mean, you got a lot of these people that's talking with propaganda, but, you know, and a lot of these people have, again, what I call cognitive dissonance. You know, either they just, how they say, willingly ignorant of these things, you know, the cognitive dissonance, try to pretend like you don't see it's there, but it's actually there. Or you don't really know how these things really work out, and you just be repeating what other people say. And a lot of these people just be saying these things just to be saying these things. Like I was reading an article about, was it Henry Kissinger, was saying that it's not a good thing for Ukraine to become part of NATO. And like, well, if you know this nigga character, he probably behind all this shit, bankrolling all this shit for these things to happen anyway. So, like, just because he said it on the forefront, don't mean that that's not what his actual, like, he might be saying that, but what is he actually invested in, man? So you have some people that are like, oh, well, you know, Russia ain't really got these nukes like that. They ain't really popping like that. Look, they doing that so y'all can, y'all don't think it's that serious of a threat. While your government keep pushing forth for more of this here nuclear destruction. What the hell is going on over here now? It's like a bunch of fleets of power trucks. You got a couple of them right here. 3 of them about to come around the corner over here. Anyway, we know what it is, what's popping off, but hopefully they're just staging up and they're not finna just start working on something over here. But nevertheless, you know, you got these people talking about all this here stuff that's going on. Like, hey man, don't underestimate the scriptures, because ultimately in the scriptures, well, let's keep reading because there's a couple verses down that speaks on it. Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Hey, and going into that snare and thou wast not aware, you know, hey, again, like I was speaking on the propaganda, a lot of these people, they talking about, oh, well, Russia, they got an outdated system and everything else like that, and we got a missile defense system. Like, nigga, y'all don't really know about America's missile defense system. Y'all talking about Russia shit is all out of date and everything else like that, nigga. Your missile defense system is out of date, man. You hadn't updated your missile defense system since way the fuck back when. So you over here trying to, like, yo, man, it's like trying to shoot a bullet with a bullet, man. You're not gonna be able to hit them bad boys like that, man. Oh, well, we got this, we got that. Well, when was the last time, when was America's missile defense systems actually ever tested like that? Now you got, you know, America's missile defense systems that are being tested in the Middle East when it comes to Israel, but that's, they fighting against rocket launchers and things like that, man. Like, not missiles or nothing like that. They fighting up against, you know, a real weak enemy, all right? And so, hey, they have to shoot off so many different missiles just to hit a couple of little warheads and things like that, man. All right, but hey, at the end all be all, you know, when it comes to Russia, man, that's a whole nother fight, man. All right, but you know, this is the times that we're coming into, man. You being led into a snare, being led by lies and things like that, being told that, hey, this is, you know, this is your comfort zone. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Hey, man, I always say it all the time, man. In a carnal sense, we know that they all hit, but in a carnal sense, hey, all Russia got to do is be accurate one time. They got thousands of warheads. All they got to do is be accurate with one of them. All right, so, you know, don't get caught up into that snare and being unawares that you actually into some type of trouble, man. Don't be into that case that's like, oh, I got caught unaware because I got, how they say, got caught lacking. All right, but let's continue on. It says, I've laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. All right, going into that, hey, man, going up into that, it seems like that Ukrainian scenario is that damn snare, man. You got caught up into that. Hey, man, and there's no real pulling out of that scenario, man. All right, it says, I've laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware, and thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against Yahweh. All right, and so, hey, man, this is your judgment for going up against the Lord, man. The Lord is now gonna recompense you for all your evil and all your doings, man. All right, you think that you're gonna just get away from these things, but no, look, the Lord is gonna be justified by bringing forth this here judgment. It says, verse 25, Yahweh hath opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh power of hosts in the land of the Chaldees. All right, so, hey, the Lord has brought forth his weapons of his indignation. All right, and this is the work of the Lord of hosts in the land of the Chaldees. This is what his how you say, he's gonna fulfill his whole purpose, man. This is what he's bringing forth this here weapon of his indignation, the weapons of mass destruction to do, man. He created the waster to destroy, man, to bring forth this here judgment on this here place, man. The Lord brought forth all these different things for this here great destruction to happen here in the land, man. So ultimately, this is going to end off with what the Lord's will being done, not what you think is going to be being done and everything. Hey, because this is what people, the fallacy of these things. Oh, we don't know if Russia really, if they bluffing, they gonna push the button. It ain't about what Russia doing, man. All right, it's about what the Lord has got going forth, man. Y'all ever seen the movie X-Men Apocalypse when it was like, who's pushing all the buttons on the nukes? Like the men are, like they was all hijacked by the Lord, man. All right, well in that case they was showing it was what your boy name was, forgot the Apocalypse, but hey, but in this scenario, hey man, the Lord is, we read already how the Lord is in control of the minds of the kings, but he's also in control of all these men. All right, you see sometimes when some people say, man, I don't know what happened last night, I just blacked the fuck out and just started, you know, going on a killing spree out there last night. I don't know what the hell happened, man. The same thing gonna be happening in these points in time, man. The Lord can sit there and just activate, boom, let us just go. You know, you can go and watch videos and documentaries about how close we were to actual nuclear warfare when certain things happen. You know what I'm saying? Where they got false alarms and false this and false that, and they didn't know what was going on. And 2 out of the 3 fail safes then went off. Like, you know, they got what they call broken arrows, where, you know, the planes carrying the nuclear bombs, you know, it was on 24-hour alert, flying around, and the planes wound up just crashing. Then the bombs wound up falling onto the earth in the United States, and then all 2 out of the 3 fail safes had then been activated. If the last one would have been going up, it would have been a nuke went off. They would have thought it was a nuclear strike from Russia. They wouldn't have had no time to investigate. They just would have launched off. Or how they got certain signals and they was like ready to press the button, but one person was like, nah, we'll wait. Maybe this is a false alarm. Come to find out it was a false alarm. Hey, man, the Lord is the one that's keeping back these things. Like they say, hold back the winds. All right, don't hurt the earth or the trees or you know, those things like that, man. All right, so the Lord has sealed his servants in their foreheads. All right, hey, but at the same time, man, the Lord can be the one that's moving these people at that point in time. Hey, man, fuck it, push the button on their ass, man. This is a red line. Push the button on them, man. And ain't no going back because, hey, this is all the orchestration of the Lord, man. All right, this is how the Lord is taking, like we just read, how is the hammer of the whole earth broken asunder? All right, the Lord is the one that's stirring all these things up, man. The Lord is the one that's going to bring forth this here judgment onto these things, man. The Lord is the one that's, you know, ruling in the kingdom of men, man. The Lord is the one that's moving these chess pieces along on the board to fulfill His will. All right. So hey, at the end all be all, man, this is what the Lord is bringing forth to how do I say to fulfill His will, man. All right, to bring forth that third world war. All right, to turn things all the way up, man. To bring down these Edomite kingdoms, man. He's about to have Esau take Esau out, man. All these kingdoms are about to start going to war with one another, man. Babylon the Great, you can see it. The scriptures say the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Right now, you're starting to see the whore hating the beast, man. All right, right now you're starting to see. I want to read this in the NLT. I like how it sounds in NLT better. But right now you're starting to see. Matter of fact, let me grab a couple scriptures. Let me grab Daniel as well too. Let me grab this Daniel first, and then I'm gonna grab this in the NLT. This is Daniel. Daniel. Daniel 2 and come on now. 2 and I guess verse 41. Let me go back. Let me point is verse 42, I believe. It says what is it, verse 43? But let me start up a little bit. Damn. Daniel 2 and 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, as iron that breaketh all these, it shall break in piece and bruise. It says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes and part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part iron and part of clay, so shall the kingdom be partly strong and partly broken. All right, and that's what you have going on right now, man. You know, this Edomite rulership right now, man. Part of it is strong and part of it is partly broken. Part of it is weak. All right, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, and they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay. And you can also see that happening with the likes of. Let me grab this other precept. Oh, let me grab this first. You can see that with the likes of. The likes of Turkey, man. All right, you know, mixed with the, you know, they're Edomites over there, but you would think of them folks as so-called Arabs, man, as Ishmaelites. But there's some Edomites that's ruling up over there, man. All right, but nevertheless, hey, man, guess what? You got Turkey that's going at it with Greece. All right, with you got the Turkey that's going at it with basically at the end of the day with America. All right, you know, with the whole S-400 F-35 situation, you know, the proxy with Russia. Then also Turkey and America with the Kurds and the fight with the, you know, that's basically like terrorists to the PKG is pretty much like terrorists to the Turks, man. So hey, man, you got all these different conflicts with, you know, part of their own people, man. All right, this is Obadiah 1 and 7. Oh no, let me read this in NLT. I'm gonna come back to that. Let me grab this real quick and damn, bro. It says Revelation 17, just get to the point. 16. Alright, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Alright, because ultimately, you know, you're gonna have let me read this real quick and we'll just go back to that in Obadiah. Again, going back to them being partly strong and partly broken. Some of them strong and some of them weak, not mixed into one another, man. All right, you have these nations that's, you know, and also, hey, what is that? Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. All right, let me bring that out real quick, because hey man, you starting to see a lot of these different prophecies take place all at the same time, one fulfilling another one. All right, real quick. Deuteronomy. What is it? All right. Salaki, give me a second. Keep losing my page. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7, it says, "And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee," right? So now let's go back and find one of these curses that's falling upon Esau right now. Because we just read about how there's going to be partly strong, partly weak, all right? How they wasn't going to cleave one to another, all right? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30, is it 32? No, hang on. I thought it was 32. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to look this up, but it says that your brother that was tender among you. All right, let me find it real quick. That was verse 32. Verse 56. Hold on. This is 54. Salakia. I thought it was a different verse. Deuteronomy 28 and 54 says, "So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, all right, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave." All right, and hey, you seeing these curses fall upon Esau all the way around, man. All right, evil eye towards his brother. All right, partly strong, partly weak when it comes to these other European nations and things like that, man. Look at what America's doing to you know, to Babylon, to Germany and the rest of the EU, man. All right, have them out there suffering and things like that, man. So at the end all be all, man, we see what these things are doing, you know, in the midst of all these different things, as far as prophecy being fulfilled. All right, here we go with the more power trucks. Yeah, we gonna go on the backside. But anyway, hey man, we see all these things being fulfilled, man. We see all these things coming out to the portion of how do I say, being fully being, how you say, budded out or fully ripened, man. All right, fully fulfilled, man. All right, because ultimately this is again the Lord's will being fulfilled in our eyes, man. And we're living, how they say, in biblical times and prophetic times. And they got all these different things that they be talking about. Hey, but a lot of these so-called prophecies are going over a lot of people's heads right now at the point in time, man. A lot of these people aren't even seeing the things, you know, in its fullness that's actually taking place, man. A lot of people are just overlook, you know, oh, just the storm is taking place. Nah, man, you don't see that. Your own allies are turning against you, man. You're being brought forth towards World War III. All right, Gog and Magog coming back together, man. All right, the hooks being put into the jaws, man. Russia preparing themselves and the other nations that are with them, man. You don't see that the MOTB is coming to fruition, man. You don't see all these different things is all building up, all coming together for what? This is prophecy being fulfilled. But at the end all be all, man, hey, the Lord's will is going to be done in the end, all right? Let me go back to, I was going to read that in NLT real quick. Obadiah. This is Obadiah 1 and 7, all right? In the NLT, it says, all of your allies will turn against you. It says, all of your allies will turn against you, and they will chase you from your land, all right? And this is also what you have taking place right now, man. All of America's allies are starting to do what? To turn against her, man. All right, based off of what? You know, the things that's being brought forth, you know, like the scripture also say that your counsel shall, your own counsel shall cast you down. Your own schemes will bring you down. So the fact of the matter is, hey, man, let's go over here and destroy this here Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipeline, man. Let us put sanctions on Russia and things like that. What type of taste do you think you're leaving in your allies' mouth right about now, man? All right, the vision's yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. What's the end game goal for all these things? We just read about how your own allies are going to turn on you. They're setting you up to backdoor you. They're going to spoil you and burn your flesh, burn her and eat her flesh. All right, how are all these things being set up right now, man? Who's conducting the things that make them do all these things to you, man? You know, beforehand you had people like Germany that they was pushing to further up their how you say their contributions to NATO. They was like, bro, we broke. We ain't got the money for no goddamn NATO spending right now, man. All right, they was trying to get them to get off of Russian natural gas and dependency and things like that. All right, but then all of a sudden the economies was collapsing. So now, look, we're gonna fast forward the track for all these things to happen, man. Because wow, we want, you know, Nord Stream 2 wound up mysteriously getting blown up and everything else like that. Now all of a sudden, oh, America, we can provide it for y'all. You see what I'm saying? Now these nations starting to look like, yo, bro, is this nigga over here is the one? Maybe he the one backdooring everybody so that he can eat all these things. Like I always say, hey man, you got I don't know why this is like. I swear I just seen like 12 power trucks rolling up. But they like riding in threes too. Hey, but anyway, you have I say this all the time going into these things, man. Hey, you have these nations that's following in and sacrificing for Babylon the Great. But what do they get in return? You know what they call a ROI, your return on investment. If we follow you in a battle with these folks, what are we going to get out of this, man? All right, you see what they're getting out of these things, man. Hardships, tribulations, and things like that, man. Right now you have, again, you have Germany and the EU that's following along suit with arming up Ukraine and everything else like that, putting sanctions on Russia. All right, but really, what is putting sanctions on Russia doing for the EU right now, man? Causing them to have a shortage on energy and natural gas and things like that, man. America blowing up the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipeline. What does that do for Germany and the rest of Europe, man? All right, cut off their natural gas and their energy. Or who's going to come in to Captain Save-A-Ho their ass, man? All right, America's going to be the one that's going to come in. Hey, well, we'll sell you some gas, but how they going to sell them the gas? At a higher price and a lower quality of fuel, man. So how do you think that they're going to react to these things, man? Like, bro, you done backdoored us all the way around. We done followed you into this here war and everything else like that. You can't even give us a good quality, good quality of natural gas and energy, man. You can't even give us a discount or a cheap price. Nah, you gotta, hey, yesterday's price wasn't today's price. You want to keep talking that shit, it's gonna be even higher tomorrow. So what do you think is gonna happen with these nations when they start realizing, bro, you didn't got us to follow you into this here bullshit, and now what's up with us, man? Where's our discount, man? How we done sold out Russia for you and all these different things? All right, you know what, let's read it again. Obadiah 1 and 7. All your allies will turn against you. All right, the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, man. So what are you seeing starting to shape up, man? All right, all of your allies starting to turn against you. Why, you know, a couple years ago, why would they turn on us? These are our best allies and everything else like that, bro? You collapsing the economies right now, man. All right, all because you got them doing what you want them to do. They can't provide themselves. You know, that bottomless pit. They don't really have no resources over there like that, man. They got to import all their things. So look, they had a good deal, a good relationship with they supplier over there, but then you didn't cut them off from those things, man. And now you got to make them come to you for the one of all things and put you up on top of all these different things, man. So now they're in a position, it's like, look, bro, and then you gonna charge us full price for these things. We didn't help you secure these resources, and you can't even give us a goddamn discount on them, man. You know, and Esau is like that to the T, man. Esau have you sitting there working for a company in a damn warehouse or some shit at a production mill, a production plant or something. But then you got to pay full price for the product that you in there building for his ass and helping him make money off of. Like, wait a minute. How come I got to pay the same price that niggas out there got to pay, and I'm over here building this shit, man? All right, you know, I remember some years back they came out with the GM employee discount. I'm like, wait a minute. These niggas wasn't getting discounts before. They over here building a damn car for you to make money off of, and they got to pay the same price I got to pay and everything else like that. But hey, this is how Esau is to the T, man. All right, hey, speaking of the Middle East situation, man. They went over there and stole the resources from over there, but you everyday Americans didn't benefit from that, man. Esau was the one that benefited from all the higher ups. Was the one that benefited from all those things, and the same thing is going on with this here scenario with Europe or Russia and Europe and everything else like that, man. They're not gonna benefit from these things. So what? This is leaving that bad taste in their mouth. So what are the allies out there doing? Obadiah 1:7. It says, man, I never read that in NLT. 1:6. Let me read it in 1:6. Just it says in the NLT, it says, every nook and cranny of Edom will be searched and looted. Every treasure will be found and taken. Ooh, that's a cold cut right there. But going back to the topic at hand, Obadiah 1:7, it says, all your allies will turn against you. All right, and let's read that in the KJV. It says, all the men of thy confederacy. All right, all your allies, all the men that's in league with you, man. All your allies on the battlefield. Who is that, man? The beast that, or the horde that rideth upon the beast. All right, that beast is going into what? NATO and the EU. You already got a sour tone with Turkey. All right, you creating an even sour tone with Germany, France. You got London. You got all these people over here. In reality, the whole goddamn EU, man. All right, because all of them is pretty much like, that's what they call it, the EU. It's more or less like how they say it, it's like borderless now. You know what I'm saying? They look at it as one conglomeration or like one major nation. You got all these European nations. It's pretty much one solid nation, But hey, man, and they all, again, going into borderless and things like that, they pretty much all run, everything is one, basically is one conglomeration. Like for instance, you got the United States of America, you got all these states, but you got one law. I mean, you got different laws for different states, but you got like one law for the whole of the United States, man. You got one currency, one law, one trade, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, you do have certain laws, like certain states you have open carry laws. Some states you can't have guns, but hey, or, the gun laws are a little different, but, ultimately all the laws here are pretty much all the same, man. Murder is illegal, you know what I'm saying? Robbing the bank is illegal. Shooting the police is illegal. You know what I'm saying? Laws like that, they all basically the same, man. All right, yeah, you got to have a driver's license for this state and that state to show forth where you from, but you still need a driver's license for all the states, man. It's all pretty much the same shit, man. All the red lights mean the same thing. You're going to drive on the same side of the road. You have pretty much a speed limit, you know what I'm saying, for certain things in certain areas. Everything is pretty much all the same. So same thing over there, man. All right, but it says Obadiah 1:7 in the NLT, it says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive you. And that's the point in time where we're at right now, All these nations are realizing what's going on to their economies and what's going on if they was to follow you down in this here pit and see what's going on with these things. And ultimately, what do you think that they're planning in the back of their minds, man? What do you think that they're planning on doing, man? You think that they plan on just staying on board with these things and going down to the end with you at these things? Yeah, we're going to just sit here and follow Babylon the Great. Hold on. But what do you think that they're going to do? They're going to just keep continuing on. It's like, you know what? We'll just continue on with this and let America screw up our relations with the people that's supplying us with natural gas and everything else like that. And then once everything is completely screwed over from them, we'll just buy it from America. And what they're going to do? They're going to just bully us into everything else. They talk about being sovereign and freedom for everybody else. But what it really means is they're going to rule over top of us. And if we try to get out from up underneath them, they're going to wage war against us, man. That's what he transgresses by wine and is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, man. As the scripture says, man. This is Esau walking around mask off, man. The damn devil is fully exposed, man. That wicked is been revealed, man. We see him for who he truly is, man. And this is the, how do I say? This is the, this is, the devil that the scriptures speak about, man. All right, so at the end all be all, man, hey, it's no surprise, that, when he, like scripture say, never trust thy enemy. It's no surprise when he make these certain moves and do certain things, man. Hey, yeah, that's what Esau was gonna do, man. This type of shit, you don't think that you're gonna get a fair deal from Esau. You don't ever think, who will pity a charmer when he's bitten by a snake? You didn't think that you was gonna be able to lay down with the snake was gonna befriend your ass. You know what I'm saying? No, the snake is gonna bite your ass, man. If he be a wicked ass snake for not biting your ass, 'cause that's what snakes do, man. The hell you got going on? But hey, this is what it is, man. All right, but yet and still, hey, Esau, like the scripture say, his own schemes, his own counsel is bringing him down to the ground. But hey, ultimately it's the Lord that's stirring up the minds of these kings, is bringing them forth into these certain decision-making things that they got going on, man. You don't think that, like, let's say, for instance, what is it, California? I think even in New York it's like that. But there's certain places where they're changing up the laws and things like that. You know, oh, we not arresting folks for these things. Don't call us for these things. It's no mystery that, hey, by changing these certain laws like that, now it's like the damn purge out there, man. All right, you got people just running around doing whatever they want to go do. Hey, this is all being orchestrated by them for these here purposes, man. So hey, this is the setup, but it's his own counsel that's bringing him down. We'll grab that next. It says Obadiah 1:7. It says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive you and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. Hey, your trusted friends. You know, they say, hey, these are one of our trusted allies and our trusted friends and things like that. But hey, ultimately, this is gonna be your own enemies at the end all be all, man, according to prophecy, man. All right, let's go and grab that and let me turn this off real quick. I didn't even finish this off, but we'll finish this. This is oh man, I probably should have kept reading from the phone with this wind. All right, here we go. It says, hold on. Obadiah, or not Obadiah, Slakia. Job 5, Job 18:5. It says, yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. All right, and hey, this is going back into their own counsel, bringing them down to the end, which going into the next verse, but their own mindsets, man, their own wisdom is fleeing from them. All right, the steps of his strength shall be straightened. Again, going back into their own mindsets, man. Now, you think if we raise the law, the price of arresting people to like $900, you don't think that that's gonna cause a bunch of chaos out here? But see, you can't tell them nothing, man. All right, it says the steps of his strength shall be straightened, his own counsel shall bring him down. All right, when you read that in NLT, it says his own schemes. All right, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. And that's that quagmire that you got yourselves into, man. Now, you can't pull out now. You're pretty much stuck, all right? Big-ass bird. But it says the snare is laid for him in the ground, the trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. So hey, man, you got your own allies on one side, your enemies on the other side. You have domestic uprisings and uproars of the people in the inside. You got what they call natural disasters and things going on all over the place, man. So now what do, man? You got you had what they call controlled demolition going on one side. Problem, reaction, solution, bringing you into the new world order. But then look, everything is starting to go astray on you, man. Everything is starting to go into chaos mode, man. All right. And then ultimately, when them chariots start to pull up, man, then what are you gonna do at that point in time, man? All right. It says, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. All right, and so, hey, ultimately, when he's brought into the king of terrors, man, let's keep reading. It says, and it shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His root shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. And so, hey, man, going into these things, man, that brimstone is going to be rained down upon him, man, when he's about to fill his belly. And we see all these things coming together, man, to fulfill prophecy and the end all be all, man. All right, and so ultimately, hey, this is going to be the how do I say the culmination of prophecy being fulfilled, man. All right, to the point where Esau is pretty much taken out of the place of power, man, out of that position off of the throne. Hey, sit on the ground, there is no throne, or daughter of the Chaldees, man. All right, you know, you thought that you was gonna live on forever, you were not gonna be a widow and see the loss of children, but all these things are coming to you in one day and in 1 hour, man. And we see these prophecies taking place to fulfill all these things, man. We see all these things coming to the end as far as fulfilling, you know, the Lord's will, man. Hey, so all we gotta do is be patient out here, man. All we have to do is keep our eye on the Lord, man. Stay watching and stay vigilant, man. All right, because hey, salvation is nearer than when we believe, man. All right, these things are happening at a rapid pace, man. Time is speeding up, man. All right, we have all these different things to look forward to. Hey, man, it's not a time to so-called fall asleep or get distracted with these things of the world, man. Because at any point in time, man, who knows what it's going to look like from here on out to the end of the year, man. Typically around this point in time, all the way up until, I believe, February or March, you normally hear a lot of the, how you say, the news articles about war and things like that that's going on. But, hey, we've been hearing about this since February, man. All right. So, we're at this here point in time. What's going on, man? We're at this here point in time to the, where these things have, these war drones have been being beaten, you know, these war drones have been beaten damn near year round, man. All right, so hey, man, it's only gonna wax worse and worse than this, man. Like the scripture says, it's gonna be a day like never before, man. Things are only gonna get worse and worse and worse from here on out, man. So hey, we've been out here, you know, like I said, warning our people of these things to come. That's coming down. Well, not just coming to pass. We've been warning our people of the things that have already come to pass, and the darkness is even coming after that, man. All right, from the things that's even going forth, you know. Coming down the pipeline, man, because again, it's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse, man. You think that all these different things is bringing you to a time of peace, all right, a time of relaxation and things. Oh, things going to get better. No, man. People have been saying that for the last 2 years, man. You know, from living their best life to being sitting in the silence, like 2020. All right, you know, everything is becoming made manifest, man. All right, but then what? 2021, people thought they was bouncing back. 2022 is like, nah, bro. It's the reminder that look, bro, this it's over for you, man. All right, so we only have, you know, more prophecy being fulfilled to look forward to, man. We only have more of how they say tribulation in a time like never before to look forward to, man. We only have a time of things getting worse for Babylon the Great, you know, but ultimately things are getting better for the elect, man. All right, because salvation is that much more closer than what we believe, man. All right, when we see all these different things, you know, they might be doing some kind of construction, but anyway. When we see all these things coming to pass, man, we know that what? Our salvation is near, man. So we have to keep faith, man. We have to keep watching. We have to, you know, not sleep, not slumber. All right, we have to, how they say, be sober out here, man. All right, we have to, again, like, you know, I started speaking on earlier today, man. Yeah, right here in our immediate vicinity, we got all this here stuff that's going on as far as, you know, the hurricane and everything else like that. But, hey, man, behind the scenes, you know, in the midst of all this hurricane and stuff going on, hey, man, you had the Nord Stream 2 pipeline situation pop off. All right, you got Russia, you know, basically in the referendum with their claiming of 2 more areas plus the, you know, the Donbass region. All right, they got some more lands they over there taking. You know, Biden and them talking about something. We drawing more red lines and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. You know, all this posturing for war, man, jockeying for position, man. All these different things is going on a so-called war front. You know, wars and rumors of wars. Also, you know, getting more prepared for what economic collapses with the energy crisis that's going on over there in Europe, man. All right, so all these different things is all taking place, plus the things we don't even know about behind the scenes that's going on, man. All right, Esau is definitely working towards, you know, implementing and pushing his new world order, man. He's speeding up time, not slowing down on time, man. He's not relaxing, taking a day off or taking a break. No, he's doubling down on these things, man. And then we also see, hey, man, you know, we opened up with, you know, the persecution of the saints, man. We see these things as well coming down the pipeline, man. So we know that famine of the word is around the corner as well. You know, the persecution of the saints is coming around the corner as well. We see all these different things that's coming around the corner and preparing to pop off, man. We see all these different things as far as prophecy being fulfilled, man. We see all these things starting to speak now more than ever, man. We see all these different things that's actually taking place as far as you know, prophecy being fulfilled and the will of the Lord being done, man. So how much more, you know, having faith, how much more in the rest of these things in our salvation, man, that we should be believing in, man. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. A salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the 4 corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Hey, man, put up prayers for the brothers that's out here in Florida, man. You know what I'm saying? For, you know, well-beings and, you know, just put up prayers for the brothers out here, man. Because, you know, hey, that storm pretty much did a heavy toll on, you know, especially like out here in this area where I'm at, man. All right, so hey, put up prayers for all the Akim out here, man, and that the Lord watch over his elect, man. All right, with that, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakudash. All right, again, double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that we will. And salutation, much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions, feed and edify the elect. Till next time, stay strong. Shalom.